Greetings, Ben Murray here with another edition of SaaS Metrics School. Today, talking dates. So important. Dates are so important in subscription businesses. So, what's the difference between contract dates and invoice dates? Really important to get our invoicing properly accounted for and for revenue recognition. So, contract dates first. This usually applies when we have annual contracts or multi year contracts. Let's say we sign up a customer for a 3-year contract, starts January 1st, and it ends 3 years later on December 31st. So we have a 3-year contract date. Now, that's great. That's a multi-year contract. When we try to renew that customer in 3 years, that goes towards our renewal activity and our renewal metric. Now, what about invoicing? Of course, the invoicing dates have to fall within those contract dates, and invoice dates can be independent of that contract date. Of course, we can't have a subscription start date that starts before contract date. But if we have a 3-year contract, for example, and we invoice annually, then we'll have, say, that first year of the invoicing that starts January 1st, let's say of 2023, and ends December 31st of 2023. So that's that first invoicing period for that multi-year contract. Now, this is important. Those invoice dates for the subscription start and end date are really important because that's then flows into our revenue recognition engine and provides those data points, the ARR, start and end dates, that we can then apply the proper period of revenue recognition to that invoice. So we have the contract date that could be 3 years, but then we have the invoice date. Of course, maybe it's pretty rare, but that customer may want to be invoiced for 3 years, and we have a 3-year invoice that covers that whole contract. So that's less common. And of course, that invoice amount, that's what's going into our deferred revenue. And then we're pulling that invoice, that amount from deferred into our P&L for rev rec each month. So start and end dates really important that we track those somewhere. Oftentimes I see clients using QuickBooks and we're invoicing quarterly, semi-annual, annual invoice periods, and that date is just buried, or maybe that date isn't even in the invoice. So we've got to have proper fields that capture that start and end date so that we can apply revenue recognition, whether that's in spreadsheets or we send that QBO data to a subscription management system that can handle the rev rec. So contract dates, invoice dates, very important to capture those, memorialize those in our contracts, and also on the invoice so we can apply proper rev rec. Thanks.